testimony. She wrote me a school letter. I have an Eve. She knew I was Israelite and wanted poly. Isaiah 4:1. I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahawah and His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, who in the word ignorantly called Jesus. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone, taught me this truth through the Spirit. Singing honors to the elect. Peace and blessing to the 1/3 and to the confusion faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom. It's a quick testimony. So, this lady at the job, when I first encountered her, me and her was pretty much working side by side. And, she looked like she had something in her eyes. So I said, yo, can I help you? You know what I'm saying? I said, right now, you kind of making me want to act like my grandma where I got to blow something out your eye. Her response was, well, go ahead and do it. All right, my first time meeting this lady, y'all. So off rip, I'm like, yeah, she's masculine. So, the next day comes around and she was working in front of me, believe it or not, working right in front of me. And she turned around and she just opened up and was like, the reason why I was mean to you that other day because you remind me of my ex-husband. Wow. Story of my life. I'm telling y'all, my life is like a movie at times. I be wondering why certain people be acting certain ways, even dudes, A lot of people today are just emotionally distraught, insecure, unhinged, mentally ill individuals nowadays, And so when she told me that, go ahead. Yeah, yes, go ahead, please. Yeah. Hold on. Right, so back to it. So anyway, so she told me that, I was like, yeah, it didn't make any sense. I was just trying to help you. You was mean to me. And it kind of go back to how women ain't got no game. Kind of goes back to how women ain't got no game, So, like in school, when a young boy would be mean to the girl that he liked because he didn't know how to communicate, that was her. So, no lie, man. This lady was talking to me like how she had to get a divorce. Her husband left her, didn't even acknowledge it to her, broke up with her through a text message. She lost everything. She said she has a master's in sociology. Her mother went to Yale, all this other kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So like, like she was doing good for herself, I guess. She moved from Chicago down here. So the next day she walks up to me, she hands me a letter. She said, I usually always have all my thoughts together. When I think about you, when I want to say, I have all my thoughts. But when I see you, when I get in front of you, she said her mind goes blank. But no lie, this is one of those very assertive women, like very aggressive, like, because you could tell by her occupation that she's somebody that's in authority. But when she talked to me, she doesn't have that kind of poise, I guess. So she wrote me a letter. She was telling me all those things. And she was like, she never met a man that made her want to be so feminine and so girly and all the other types of things. She's 40 years old, and I will not lie to you, Akim. Her body looks better than 65% of the girls who are 20 years old. She's 40. So she's keeping herself up, but that's besides the point. So, make a long story short, I didn't give her my number or nothing. In the letter, she had her phone number. I never texted her. How about this lady find me the next day at my station, walk up to me, was like, hey, I'm disappointed you didn't text me. So she one of them type of women, like, oh, you one of them, hey, you didn't text me. How come you didn't text me? Like I owe you an explanation. I said, oh, I left the letter at home, yada, yada, yada. Oh, here go my number right now. So she won't keep coming back to my station. Mind you, I got an Eve, So as she texts me and everything, I let her know. I said, listen, I'm going to be transparent with you. I'm single, but there's a woman in the future I want to marry. She said, oh, thank you so much for being so transparent and everything. It's like the fact that I told her that I had a woman made her want me even more. Because in her mind, she was like, you know what? I thought you might have been an Israelite. I said, I actually am a Hebrew Israelite. She said, oh, that's so good because I'm hoping for polygamy, y'all. Monogamy is when a man and a woman are only in the relationship, I should say, are a couple. Polygamous means that there are more than two people in a relationship. So this woman was more than willing to be my other wife, knowing that I have a woman, you know. And she also was saying, like, whoever the woman is gonna marry you is gonna be amazing and yada yada yada, all the other kind of stuff, you know. I'm just being me, you know, being normal. I'm not boasting up or nothing, man. You know, if you got kids listening, just tell them not listen. You know, I ain't gonna be graphic, but the way she started, cause like I said, she's in sociology. She's telling me how she watched me when I was using my dental pick after I done eating. Watching me eat my grapes. I'm like, I don't even know where she is at the job, but she's telling me, so she's watching me. I'm kind of like, that's kind of eerie, lady. I just kind of met you, you know. And she was telling me like, that she paints, and so she showed me a painting. I said, oh, that's beautiful. I would love for you to paint me something. She was like, I was hoping that you can paint the walls of my walls of my canvas. No lie, that's what she said. And then she goes on to say about the grape thing. I like a man that's hygienic too, because I love to give, she said head, fellatio, and I love to, you know, gulp. This lady's texting me all of this stuff after the fact. I told her I have a woman. So she's putting it all out there on Front Street. In my mind, I'm like, ma'am, this is not a way to get me. I'm not that type of dude. I don't know what kind of Israelites you was dealing with in Chicago, but it can't be the brother from Great Millstone. I guess she thought, oh, well, I hope you're Israelite, because if you're Israelite, you can have more than one woman. Like she's trying to entice me to want to be with her. Technically, if I was to deal with her, I'm not doing anything wrong. But even my Eve told me, she said she want to be with me. She said that, how you doing? She said that in the morning, all right now. So she said that no side of me, of course. And she said she not sharing me with nobody else unless we make a life. You know what I'm saying? Like a child. I said, okay, if that's your rule, that's cool. And I'm cool with it. Hell, modern woman today a headache any goddamn way. If she just willing to be with me and don't want to be with nobody else and all that, okay, that's cool. That's fine with me, because she does more good than harm, to be honest. But the fact of the matter is that me and her had it to where, okay, we'll be monogamous. Hell, yeah, Paul said be without a woman, you know? But, yeah, but that's a testimony that I want to bring out, that in these last days, man, these women are going to be more than willing to be with a man that has a woman. And let me remind you, which I didn't even tell you, she told me she was 1 year celibate. 1 year celibate. And when she told me that, I was like, so all this is a farce? How you gonna say you're celibate in one breath, but then you're talking about how you love to do this and do that, you want to do this to me, and why you so sexy? I love your shoulders, and ooh, like you make my kitty wet. Like for real, y'all, I'm not even lying, y'all. But this is like a grown woman. She 40 years old. She carry herself well and everything. But I guess when she just get around Jake, man, she just don't know. She turned to a little girl. She said she ain't never felt like that and all this and that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, because these women are gonna be more than willing to share you with another woman because of that masculinity. That's what she said. I was like, what is it about you that attracts you to me? She was like, oh, your shoulders and the way you walk. You walk like daddy got this. That's exactly what she texted me. She said, you walk like daddy got this. And it ain't the first time I heard a woman tell me that. Let me tell you the last time a woman told me that besides her. An actual stud. A stud was like, I don't know, it's something about you. When you walk, you be walking like, shit, I got this. You know, man, women like a man that has a certain gait, a walk. Love a man that has confidence, poise. You know what I'm saying? They love that, because that means that's a man that knows how to handle himself under pressure, right? A man that knows how to get shit done. So, and her being from Chicago, remember y'all, the worst kind of women you can really deal with, like the women that be in Chicago, New Jersey, New York, Miami, Hollywood, Houston, not Hollywood, LA. Them some of the worst women to deal with, you know, because honestly, those are where some of the most attractive women are too. And you know, if everything been handed to you in life, you ain't really got to develop a personality, so you can just be an asshole all you want and still get what you want until you meet somebody like me. So to make a long story short, she kept texting. I was like, she wanted to go out to the beach and walk and talk and everything. She was sending me Jasmine Sullivan songs, and oh man, it was, I don't know. It started getting deep. She started, the songs was talking about love and all this and that. And I said, listen, I'm gonna have to decline I said, I'm gonna fall back, but thank you. And the lady just dead cold stopped texting. I don't know if she was embarrassed. I don't know if she was like felt hurt or whatever, because she was acting really, really giddy. But yo, the men of the Lord, you women gonna need us. I don't care how masculine you are. I don't care how tough you think you are. This lady from the shot, y'all, no lie. When she told me she from Chicago, I asked her, I said, you GD? She was like, what? And she threw up a gang sign, y'all. This lady threw up a gang sign, but then she's like gets around me, she's all girly. So it's like you can't get past the biological setups that we have as men and women at the end of the day, you know. So I just thought that was very amusing. I want to bring up Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. What does it mean to be called by thy name? Well, according to the Bible, sex is marriage. But in modern times, when a man marries a woman, the father is supposed to traditionally walk her down the aisle and hand her off to the husband. Then she takes on that man's last name. That's what it means by we'll take on your name for our reproach, right? Because in ancient times, a woman that wasn't married or didn't bear children, that was like a disgrace in a sense. You know, so women out here is gonna be naked in these last days. They're gonna want them, and they're gonna be like, we'll do it. In other words, what this is loosely saying is like, we'll give you our body if you just, you know, please let us be with you. I won't make no noise. That's how it is. And what's beautiful about that, I remember my E, she always does it when she come visit me. When it's time for her to go home, can I just stay a little bit? I'll be quiet. She always does it. I'm like, babe, you gotta go home. You know, your mama gonna be worried about you, stuff like that. But there's another one too in Genesis chapter 30, verse 14 through 18. This is also another example of how on how women share men. Understand? You got Leah and you got Rachel. All right, you catching the 8? I'm catching. I appreciate you. Yeah, there you go. See, come on now. You already know. You have a good day though, all right? All right now. Yeah, so Genesis chapter 30, verse 14. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest and found mandrakes in the field and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. Because you remember, Leah was supposed to be the first one that got married after Jacob completed the 7 years, but Leah's father pulled a fast one, said it's a tradition that you have to marry the eldest daughter first, so he had to work another 7 years to get Rachel. So Leah was like, you take my husband from me and you take my son? I mean, now you want my son's mandrake. She was like, give me your husband. Like, that was tradition. She was like, your husband does not want to live with me, who was my husband as well. So why don't you give me those mandrakes then? Oh no, I'll give you these mandrakes for your husband. So in other words, she bought the pipe, y'all. She bought, the rod of correction. So keep reading. This is Genesis chapter 30, verse 15. And she said unto her, is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband, and wouldest thou take away my son's mandrake also? And Rachel said, therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. All right. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him and said, thou must come in unto me, meaning that you must have sex with me. For surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob the 5th son. And Leah said, God hath given me my hire, because I have given my mate into my husband. And she called his name Issachar, which Issachar would be the so-called Mexicans today, which means he is hired. And that right there, my friends, is called an omen, name prediction. You can't make that up. He is hired. All right. So just know, man, these last days, these women are really gripping down, man, on us. And there was another lady too, Benjaminite woman too, that was pressing on me real good, talking about she looking for a husband. It's wild out here, man. These women are really desperate, man. They're really trying to cleave on And I also say this too. It was about a week ago. I was working out like 12 in the morning, 12 a.m. And my phone just starts to FaceTime me. And it was my Eve. And she FaceTimed me 12 in the morning. She was like kind of crying, saying she wanted to be there. She felt so lonely without me. So women who have, think about this, women who have men that claim them and women who don't even have men that don't claim them, they all seeking men. They all seeking some kind of companionship. They all seek some type of comfort, you know. And if I could be that to her, I will. But at the end of the day, man, she already know RAWACHAA, QADASH, and pray to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. And in due times, you know, we'll be together if that's the case, you know. Or any other God fearing woman. If it ain't my Eve, the Lord put you in my vicinity, hey, I take care of you. That's how I feel, man. We members of the body. I don't care. You know? But anyway, with that being said, I truly pray that y'all will edify and stand